I'm Spagnola, and today I'm painting a Van Gogh with water blasters. Hi. I'm supposed to sit. Super weird meeting. Oh, we're having a mysterious projection meeting, Kay. Oh, hey, I know her. I have 2 other Guinness records. Maybe they forgot. That's fine. We challenge you to recreate a painting from history. Okay. Using only this tool. Oh, it's a fog projection meeting. That's what we're doing. It could have been bullet points, you know, since the advent of email. I've accepted the challenge, and the next step is to test out these guns to see if I can control anything. I was debating doing Van Gogh or the Scream, which I guess I'll try to do the Scream right now. I love this painting because it's an emoji. To be an artist that ends up being one of the very small number of emoji that we use all the time, that's amazing. Someday, I will be an emoji. Oh no! Okay, first brush stroke. Swing and a miss. Yeah, this is gonna be working from top to bottom for sure. And I hope that the bottom parts annihilate all the drips. We're going with the classic. This feels like I can just put that in there. Why am I nervous? Oh man. Okay. Now we'll go with the big boy. Does this have a sight? Oh yeah, I definitely need that for arting. It splatters? That's absurd. You're seeing it, right? Yes? You know what the Scream looks like, it's that. We've reached the point in the video where I question what I'm doing with my life. It's Patreon's fault this time. Mark Rober made huge paint blasters. And he sent me this because I'm next in line to paint blast on the internet. This is from his Crunch Labs box. And so I also made it, right? And I feel bad if I destroy it. Not holding the trigger. It's just doing that. I think I pumped it too much. That was the eye that I needed. Anyway, we're done. Look at that. Scream. That looks awful. I had no control, and I'm really concerned the big version is just gonna be this small crappy thing turned into a big crappy thing. So I am desperate, and I'm calling in an expert.
I am on a mission to find the most effective and creative and interesting mediums to paint in. And to answer the question, can you paint something really cool and beautiful using Super Soakers?
Jazza, oh my goodness, hi.
Hi, how you going?
Thank you so much for talking with me.
It's my pleasure. I can see you've got this intricate setup behind you ready to make a mess with, or you've already started.
Yeah, I practiced already, and it was less than good.
I think 2 things, if I were to give you any expert advice. You need to work with as big a scale as you possibly can.
It's gonna be a mural. They have a big wall for me. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm really hoping that we can go huge.
And then I think you're gonna wanna lay all your foundation colors first. Go messy, do a lot first, let it dry, and then you can wind it back, do a bit of line work, do a bit of shading, do less but more controlled. And you might actually have a chance of building up a picture with some definition and some cool features.
Okay, this is awesome. Yes, thank you so much. Do less. I gotta hang on to that one. I'm not very good at it.
You're working with the hardest elements of the medium. But I think if you're going big and you actually have drying time, you've got a shot.
Right, let's go. Thank you. Oh, that is big. Oh, I'm gonna art the crap out of this. Okay, so they showed me the wall. It is huge. It's like 4 meters wide and 4 tall, which is, how tall am I, 10 feet? It's very big. I accepted the challenge before I even thought about what painting I was going to recreate, so then that was panic mode, trying to think of something that I could possibly pull off. I'm going with Starry Night because there's enough detail that if I get it right, it will be remarkable and you will know what it is, but it's not too detailed where I'm gonna be completely screwed, like the Mona Lisa. I feel like Van Gogh would be super proud that I'm blowing up his stuff. No amount of practicing more than this is gonna make me any better, so it is time to make this blasterpiece. After finishing on the canvas, I was wondering, is it possible to ghost an entire production team? Can I just leave without saying anything? There's no way I can do this. Then I talked to Jazza and he made me feel so much better. There's hope. Big is better and we may be able to pull this off. This is the top corner, probably. Because of the dripping problem, I need to start from top to bottom, so this just needs to appear from the highest point down until it hits the floor. Maybe I'll draw the loop in white. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna sketch in white and then go over it with other than white. Now I'm going back into the sky and making broad brush strokes. I'm really trying to mimic what I think Van Gogh did with his hands. I'm just doing it with my whole body and a blaster. What are we doing here? Now I'm adding in the moon and it is looking cool at first, but now things are starting to drip and I've really lost all definition that I had when I started. I do think the sweeping white is really nice. It's kind of holding it together. You can tell that there's a swirl there. You see swirls, and if you know Starry Night, perhaps the swirls will click something in your brain and you'll know that's what I'm recreating. I'm hoping tomorrow that what I did will be dry, and then I can take that more of a backseat tactic and fill in without letting it group together and start dripping. And hopefully that will give me more control. How did my baby survive overnight? It is flat and dry. Okay, this is good news. I think this is gonna go okay. My plan is to be much less heavy-handed than I usually would be. I gotta just lightly put in some details now and make sure I don't let it cake up and start turning into brown. So I've got my plan. Let's Van Gogh. We want a freaking moon, not a blobby nothing. Today I'm going in and trying to first refine the moon. Don't descend a ladder holding two guns, kids. Now we're on black, and I get to do this whole sweeping tower thing, which was just made to be created with squirt guns. I think Van Gogh knew this was coming. He was prescient. He saw me in the future, and he said, I'm giving this one to Allie. Let's let her have some fun. There is a whole village along the bottom, thanks Vinny. And I went in there trying to do a lot of details all at once at first, and that was not working at all. So had to pull it back and started doing just swatches of color based on how dark and light areas were at the bottom, as opposed to here's a house and this is the front of the house and that's the roof. So that was much more useful to kind of give that depth, and then I can bring out the details tomorrow, hopefully. Yesterday me really knew what I was doing. That looks almost like a village. I'm concerned about today me making it look fully like a village. But it's dry, let's go. Looking at it this morning, I'm thinking, who did this? What? it doesn't feel like something I could have pulled off or that I even did it, because right now I feel so unconfident that I can make it any better. But I guess that's a positive thing, because yeah, it's way better than I expected when we first started. I'm learning from previous me. I'm going to really hold back today and just add in slight details without letting it cake up too much. So some of these windows have lights that are on. So my goal is to turn the lights on in these houses with this gun. And yes, these are the pinpoint windows that I need. It looks like the lights are on in these houses. Thank you, automatic blaster. I feel like I'm really painting now. I have brush strokes. I'm going in the direction that I actually intend to. The more I'm working with these squirt guns, the more it feels like I have control over them. This is crazy. Yeah. The blaster piece is complete. I am pretty darn proud. This went as well as it possibly could have. Although, it's up to you all. What do you think? Did I nail my target or nah? If you liked this, like, subscribe, give me your comments, and go watch the behind the scenes on my channel. I really feel like Van Gogh. Wait. Now I feel like Van Gogh.
It was the left.
Oh.